Okay, so from Instagram, the Todd Father 23 asks, I have a question. When are you all going RBP?
I'll speak for myself with this one. I will be getting life license within the next 1 week.
Mm-hmm.
I will be getting my securities license and my mortgage license by my birthday. By the time I turn 19, I will be fully licensed in all three by November 22nd, and mark my words.
So saying by the end of the year, I already got it in the bag. I'm excited. I'm ready to rock and roll because at the next convention in Atlanta, I am walking across that stage. So by the end of the year, got it. I already got my next securities exam scheduled. It's in the books. I'm ready, locked and loaded.
All right. So for mine, I already have it like all calculated and everything. So mine, let me see. It will be the last month I'm gonna give myself is gonna be October.
Let's go.
And so my goal is between September and October because I have plenty of time to get that license out of the way.
You do.
And then do that, the 20 like that. That's no problem. So it's gonna be between September and October is gonna be like my deadline because I need to be going to Hawaii with top new RPP.
Ooh. Oh, I love that. I love that. Oh, I didn't say what month. December. I just said end of the year. Go ahead.
All right, so the next question comes from Laura Domo. She said, what does getting recognized mean to you and why?
Ooh, these are some good questions. Okay. You want to start though?
Okay. What does getting recognized mean to me? I think that for me to like be able to get recognized, it shows like the new people who are coming in like what it takes to be able to be recognized. Like it definitely shows that, and it gives me the opportunity to like lead an example not only for my brothers but also for like the people in my team and the future people bringing up, like kind of just like what it takes. Like I think it's still gonna be like what it takes, but like the first thing I think for me is gonna be like that example for my brothers.
For me, I think getting recognized is just moving up on in life. I'm only 18, like I'm a baby to the world.
Yeah.
I just moved out of home, like that's so scary for many people. So for me, getting recognized is definitely excelling in my life.
I agree. Kind of touching base off of what they're saying. It's honestly just a check mark. It's like, bet, like I did this, I did that. It's a confirmation that I'm on the right path. And honestly, the way I'm looking at it right now, it's like I'm collecting things kind of to like leave off to my mom. Like, here you go, mom. Like, we did this, we did that. Like everything I still want to have. Like even when I got my last promotion to division leader, my trainers, my uplines, my mentors, they went ahead and still put like a quote from my like about my mom and my mom's name on the back. And so it's stuff like that, leaving something because we started this thing together and we're gonna finish it together. You know what I mean? Like that's what it means to me, is giving it not just for my own name, but for my mom, getting things done for her. That's what the recognition is for me. It's both of us crossing that stage. It's both of us speaking.
Now, the next question comes from Baylin _Belen. She said, what message hit you the best?
Ooh, that's a hard one. That's a hard one. There were so many.
Damn.
You're like rewinding.
I know. I'm like, I don't even know.
I have it written down.
Get it?
Okay.
Get
Give me 1 second.
She runs with the pillow, bro.
I know.
Hey,
Get it, girl. Get it.
what hit me the most is when April Bonner, the first thing that she said was literally, let me tell you guys, not everything that wanders away is lost. Because for me, a big thing is losing people. I'm scared of change. I'm scared of losing recruits. I'm scared of people quitting on me. But at the end of the day, if you have a recruit who doesn't want to do it, they don't want to do it because they don't want to do it, and at the end of the day, you can't make them want to. You can't make someone do something that they don't want to do. So you just have to have that mindset of, like she said, not everything that you don't have is lost for a bad cause. Like there will be a good thing coming out of someone who wanders away from you, even if it hurts you, and that's what I got, because attachment for me is the big thing.
That was a golden nugget.
And that's why notebooks are important.
I know. I have
Take your notes.
Yeah.
Prevention.
I know. Take
Talking
your
about
notes.
notes.
I know. Like
For pens, you will drop one.
You want me to
I
get
know.
yours? You want me to get yours?
Literally.
it's on the way in the car.
Oh, never mind.
Like I have mine. I don't know if they can this pick up on the.
Bro, you can. Yeah, I was.
Does it?
Yeah.
Okay. Like I was. Notes. I don't know when it's done. Oh, it's done. Okay, but there are so many golden nuggets that I don't even know. I know I had starred some stuff. Oh, okay. One of the things that I starred was, I'm in hell. Yeah, but why are you pitching a tent? When I can't remember who exactly said that. I have it in here somewhere. But they said that, and I was like, it's so true. All of us are going through some type of crazy story. You know what I mean? All of us have gone through crazy things that we would never want anybody else to go through, right? But if you're already in the process of going through this like terrible, painful thing, then why stay in it? You might as well get a reward for the pain that you're going through, right? Don't just stay in that same place. It's like what Alyzza was saying in one of our past episodes. You're already going through shit, right? Go through it. Don't like stay in the shit, right? Go through it. And so just, I mean, we've heard it so many times, so many different ways, but to have it, you know, said again in such a powerful way, it really stuck with me, because we all go through it something.
Damn. Okay. I think mine. Damn. I still can't like. I'm trying. I know, and I don't even have my notebooks in the car. But actually,
The one
I
that.
think it's right there.
What about the one that touched the most?
I think what touched me the most of everything that was there was definitely seeing Mario with little Mario.
Yeah.
And I think that it was a different lesson, and it wasn't what he was teaching.
Which one did you use?
But
The leather one, or?
I think it was the leather one.
Okay, not the
It wasn't what he was teaching necessarily.
Ooh.
I don't want to hurt you.
Just do it. I got it. It's not you, it's me.
That's cute.
I'll never take that excuse. It's me. No, you know what? It is you. You are the problem.
Say that to your recruits, guys. If they don't want to do it, it's their fault. They don't want to do it. They don't want to do it.
You are the problem.
Your choice.
Give me a throwback to when I was talking about my ex, and y'all were just like,
That was
bashed.
so
It's not
funny.
This is what happens when you're friends with your team. This is what happens.
You have
You
another
can't
one
stay
you wanna check
serious.
It's fine, it's okay. Because I want to stick with the Mario thing. I think it wasn't a lesson he technically said, but it was a lesson that I learned watching and observing. Seeing like the way that he was up there with his son, and seeing the way that his son was like proud of him, seeing the way that like he was proud of his son, like all that, seeing the amount of like admiration that was in their whole team for like that family. I think like what it kind of went for like what this convention did for me. And the whole thing, like this entire convention, what it did for me, like it was like the ownership of taking like understanding that this belongs to me, and this belongs to like my family, like I'm part of it, like not taking myself out of the equation, but yet putting me into it. I think what I took from it most, and what I learned from it most, was that that could be my family, because
Right.
I've had that relationship with my father, in like the fact that, you know, like being proud of your son because what they did for their sport, and going and working hard and never giving up. Because if you are, Munoz has never quit. That is something I will always say. Munoz has never quit. Our hierarchy are not Munoz's. We don't quit. All right. So like that's like one thing I obviously like that he talked about. Like you keep going, you keep pushing. Doesn't matter if you barely get into it, you get it. But like seeing their relationship, I've had that with my father. Seeing like the way that they like are together, like that. I think just that lesson of observing them, that was kind of like what I took most with me, because that honestly, that's like what triggered me recognizing what my why was, but like my why that makes me cry. Because after watching them, for whatever reason, I started bawling my eyes out, and then I realized like that was my why. And I think like watching that, like that was kind of the most valuable thing that I learned in the whole thing, was recognizing my why. So thanks to them. Thank you, Mario, little Mario.
All right, so this next question, it's a couple questions. They came from topdog.ray. I don't know who that is. So he asked a couple questions. So I guess the best way for me to do it is like, I guess give you guys each a question. You guys can each answer it.
Okay.
Okay, so your question, or the question you would answer would be, what was the convention about? For you, it would be, who was your favorite person on stage? And then for you, it would be, why do they make those events? He has a couple more, but we'll go in that order and then we'll ask the next one.
Okay.
So the event was about, the whole thing that they've been like preaching is the decade of dominance, right? So it's really about making sure that these, and we started that a while ago, but just making sure that we are intentional about dominating the industry, dominating our own lives, overcoming every obstacle that's, ahead of us. And that's what the focus was about. It was that, but also that we're in this together, right? They really hammered in on we're one business, we're one family, and it doesn't matter what individual office you're in, we're all fighting to better the community, right? So go ahead and right a wrong that's been done in the in middle class America, that we're not taught certain things, we're not given the tools to go ahead and take care of ourselves and be financially independent, and to focus in on what that means. You know what I mean? That, like, I told my coach, one of the reasons I wanted to do this business is because I wanted to be seen as a superhero. When I was a kid, I wanted to be in Totally Spies, Spy Kids, right? All of that. I always wanted to be some type of, maybe it's the types. I always wanted to be something like that, right? But at the end of the day, I was so excited to find this opportunity because it meant that I could be a financial superhero, right? It meant that I could be somebody that goes ahead and saves so many lives. Little did I know it would save my own life, right? Sooner than I would expect, right? In different ways. But that's what this event was about. It was about being together as one, and it was about being together and attacking, becoming that army that's gonna go ahead and right that wrong. So that's the best way I could think of about what it was about.
For me, my favorite speaker, I would have to say, was April Bonner, because she kept it so real.
Right.
There was not one thing that she said, and I know for a fact she did not care about how people took what she said. She did not care if it hurt them. She did not, like she said, she wanted to mess up Sue Younger when she said that, but she didn't, because she understood she is being real with me right now, and that's what you have to do in the business. You can't get offended. You just have to realize that these people are above you for a reason. So like I got told by Alba Berrigan. I had the pleasure to meet her and to be able to give a hug to her. By the way, she gives really good hugs. I don't know why, but she does. She gives really good hugs. She does. And she smells really good. So when I took a picture with her, I had the blessing to meet her, and when I saw her up on stage, like, you have to be able, she told me, look up to everybody who's talking. They're on the stage for a reason. If you're not taking notes, you paid money to be here for nothing. If you're not taking notes, if you're just sitting here and using the meeting as an outing, as just a social outing with the company for 2 days, it can't be that. It has to be a learning curve for you. Every single convention has to be a learning curve for you and a boost. So I think April Bonner was my favorite because she kept it real.
I love that. So for the second question, the third question, it was, why do they do these? So I think kind of like Alisha said it a little bit earlier on our other podcast, but it's basically because everybody understands that because there are so many different and unique individuals, we all are going to grasp on to different people. We're all going to be able to connect to different people from different stories, different ways that they coach, different ways that they speak, different ways that they even say anything. You're going to capture it differently. There's a different way than how Vivian spoke, to how Tanya Poe spoke, to how like Virginia and Kefren Mancia, like then there's a different way than all of them spoke, and everybody captured different things different ways. And you know, it's meant to capture different people. So the reason that they even do these in the first place, one is so you can learn from the people who are winning. That's a key thing, because we're all about wanting everyone to succeed. We want everyone to win, everyone to succeed, and we're going to do everything we can to put you in the environment so you can learn. And that's what these conventions are for. The second thing is because they, like I said, they understand everybody is going to capture something different from a different person. Maybe your upline or maybe your leader, you can't, maybe you don't connect in the same way, but you see somebody else speaking up there and you're like, wow, that, like what they just said changed everything for me. Then that's what these are for. The amount of people who have grown just from these meetings alone, like that's just what the entire purpose of it is, to learn and take whatever you can from it, the way she did, and the way that I did.
These events impact people that aren't in the business, like, you know, first timers going in there, because I know we're talking about like, okay, you know, that helps somebody like grow a lot like business wise, but like how would somebody who's not in the business, even if they're not even thinking about it, you know, like let's say they go in and, you know, what can they take from the events that we host? You know, for you it would be, how many people were there at the event? I don't know if you know the answer. If not, you can answer that.
11,000.
I think so, right? And then, and when are these events like? How often do we have these events for the people that don't know?
Yeah.
Okay. So, okay, I remember the question now. I was like, so if somebody that's like not in the business were to come to this event, right? So just like a completely fresh perspective. Honestly, at first I think it would be very crazy because it's something completely different, but that's what makes it special. Is when I found this business, for example, and I went to my first event, it was a little different because I was in the business. But if I were to come as a newcomer, like with our smaller, like we host our own events, right? It's not just always like a huge convention. We host our own opportunity meetings and stuff like that. And that was my introduction to the business, was a meeting, right? So a little different, but a little similar, right? So for me, I was so excited and inspired when I came to this small event, right? Because I was like, thank God there's something different than what I was told was the way to live my life, right? Meaning you go to school, you go to college, you figure out what job you want, and then you pursue that job, and then hopefully one day you might maybe kind of sort of retire, right? And I did not want that because I hadn't seen people really retire. It was like, they worked and then maybe something health related took them out of the game, right? And then they died, and that was all that it was. So I hadn't really seen in my own immediate family really somebody retire until like later, like my grandfather finally retired, but that like one person out of how many people, you know what I mean? It wasn't the average. So it was so funny, it was your dad that was speaking at this like smaller event. When he was going up there and saying, this is what we're promised and it's not delivering, and I finally was told this is another opportunity, a different route. Oh my God, I was so relieved. I was so relieved to find out, like, I don't even know what's going on. I don't know what this is about, what they did, what they're talking about, but if even half of it is true, that there might be a possibility that I don't have to do the normal thing, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna jump and I'm gonna pursue it, because I don't want to just do that. It didn't inspire me, it didn't make me talk the way I'm talking now, right? an opportunity for me to do something different. And remember, at the time, there wasn't like a TikTok and all of this stuff. Like, social media was a thing, but it wasn't popping off at the same level that it's popping off now, where it's like, if you just hit a certain dance, then you can like go ahead and change your life. It wasn't like that when I was like 19 and graduate. It was not like that to the same level. So it was either I
She did a little dance.
It was either I
did that at the same time. That was funny.
but facts are facts, right? It was either I go to a job, which I don't like to be told what to do. Either I do that, I do whatever the hell this is, or I start a YouTube channel, which is like, that's still something I love entertainment, so that's still like cool, but like, it wasn't like a certain path, a determined, this is exactly what I'm gonna do to get exactly what I want. And that's the difference is, at least here, I know for sure the outcome that is possible, because it's been done. Everywhere else, it's like,
Might get a raise in 6 months.
Right, it's dependent on somebody
cents.
else. And I had lived that life, right? I had been promised something and promised promotions, and I'm busting my ass and it's not getting me anywhere. And so it was like, at least here it's all on me, which can be scary. Don't get me wrong, it's a whole nother beast. But I would rather take that beast down and know that that's my beast to conquer than be like, oh, I hope if I kiss my boss's ass this way, he'll give me this. And titles were never anything to me. Like, if you're my boss, and shout out to Target, y'all know this for sure, because I called out that one guy. We're not gonna go. But titles never meant anything. But titles never meant anything to me. So the fact that people were trying to intimidate me with their job title, I do not care. You're human, I'm human. What is your character like? And sometimes in jobs, they don't care what your character is. They don't care your work ethic to a certain degree. I could be working twice as hard as her and I'm gonna get paid same, maybe less. I was done with that. I didn't want that. And so here, my character is what matters and my work ethic is what matters. That's it. And that's something I can control. I can grow and be a better leader. I can grow and increase my production and go after those promotions. But in the corporate world, it does not matter to a certain degree. It depends on how their perspective, how they're feeling that day. And I couldn't. And so when your dad was saying that there was another option, I was sold. I was already ready to jump into business. So that's my answer.
Nice. That was good.
I'm sorry.
She was like,
I'm sorry.
Do not apologize.
the question for me was, how many people were at the event? There was about 11,000 people. So imagine literally sitting in a super big stadium. There's about 200 floor seats, right? Like 10 by 10
Right.
a space, and then 10 by 10. And then, right? Because that's what you do, so right? Learn from the best. And then, so it's 10 by 10, and then 10 by 10. There's literally sections, about 9 sections. There's a third floor with the same sections, so it was jam-packed. You wouldn't even think that it was 11,000 people. You would think it's more, but yeah, 11,000 was like the estimate, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Yeah, right.
So my question was, how many times do we do this? How often do we do this? So we have 2. What we had like this last week, literally yesterday. This last weekend, the convention, this was called the West Coast Convention. So now what we do is we get literally everybody from the West Coast, not just Cali, even though we're popping, not just Cali. We get everybody from the West Coast, and we put them all together in this in the stadium, and we do that one every 2 years. So this one was in we're in 2023?
Oh.
Ontario, yes, you're right. It was Ontario at the Toyota Arena. And this one was in 2023, which means the next one will be in 2025. And then we have a bigger one. So we just had one last year in 2020 in Atlanta, Georgia. And we do that one also every 2 years. So basically you go from like a West Coast one to the ginormous one where we got like 100 and something thousand people there. So it's like like 2 times this size, 3 times this size. I don't do math. Okay, look guys, I'm in the finance industry. I don't even know how to do math. I got a calculator. That's it. Okay, that's it.
Yeah, we use calculators to show the facts.
There you go. I don't need to know
I
how.
don't even use calculators. It's the freaking.
You're right. We don't even use calculators. It does it for
It
us.
does it for us.
So trust me, you don't even know math, as you can clearly see. but basically, you go from having the West Coast one to them being with all those thousands of people at the bigger arena at the Mercedes-Benz Dome in Atlanta, Georgia. And that one, dude, that stage is huge. It's beautiful. There's fireworks. There's a whole bunch of confetti that goes. It's gorgeous. And that one, for this one, it was 2 days. And the other one, we stayed there for about how many days? Like 3 days, 4 days?
It's gonna be 3 or 4 days, but I want to say 3.
Yeah, 3 or 4 days. And then in between, we have different like little meetings. They're not called conventions, but they're still meetings. We have one coming up for the HALC, which is the Hispanic American Leadership Council. That one's gonna be in October. And then we have one in September called WHIP, and that one is for all the women. That one's gonna be in Vegas, baby. And that one is gonna be for about 3 days. It's just all women who are building, who are winning, all women out there who like are who can do it all. Like, you know, women, they gotta do it all. Their mothers, they got like to take care of their kids, but also learn how to do a business. A lot of them are like the leads, ages, which means they're in charge to the head. Whatever they say, you know, kind of goes. So they gotta learn how they have to learn how to manage it all. And some of them are wives, spouse, like they have partners, whatever. But like you have to, you get to hear from women who are doing it all, and that's like a beautiful thing. And we all get to have fun together. So there's different ones in between. There's one for the AALC, which is the African American Leadership Council. There's one for the Pacific Islanders. There's like one there's just a whole bunch of different groups that happen throughout the year. And basically, yeah, so that's what happens. I don't know if the HLC or the ALC is every year. You can tell me, is that every year?
I believe the AALC is every year, and it's in Orlando, Florida.
Mm-hmm.
And it's, we like to call it like a real life Wakanda, and I'm gonna tell you when. It's everything. It is everything.
I don't know if I have no idea if the HALC is there. I wouldn't know. I know the WHIP is every year, I believe, right?
I believe it, but the thing that's throwing me off is that whole section with COVID.
Yeah, because of COVID things changed,
yeah.
And I wasn't here before then. She's also brand new, so we kind of are the wrong ones to say, and then that all happened, so it's a mix up.
Yeah,
but there are like every single year there is gonna be a big event like this.
We're always recognizing people.
Always, there's always a new person coming up. There's always a new person rising up and doing this thing. There's always a new person to learn from. Always a new opportunity to get your butt on that stage. Woo! And be represent yourself, your family, your last name, your team, everything. Like there's always a chance and always an opportunity. And we have, like I said, we have a couple of them once a year.
Nice. All right. So then the next question. It's from Daniel M. Unoz. I don't know. You know.
That's from my brother.
That's your brother.
My little brother.
He said, what kind of future do you guys see for yourselves now after the event?
Lord child.
Let me tell
It's only up from here, baby. That's it. That's all we gotta say for all of us. Like it's only up from here. That's it.
That's
Yeah, only up. It's only up. I'm not giving them any other option. Like it's only up.
Sums it up pretty well.
It does sum it up. Like basically, you're just gonna be seeing us more often.
Ooh, the way she
We'll be up there next year.
You're gonna know who I am. That's all. I'll tell you that.
Remember the names. That's it.
Exactly.
Remember the names and get your autographs. Like, get your pen and paper ready. We're gonna start getting stamps with our names.
Stamps. Go to Office Depot, make your stamps, guys.
It's true. Go ahead.
I guess like to give him a little bit
A little
more,
something.
a little something. Like I think I've said it a couple times already, but I'm just gonna keep saying because that's how manifestation works.
Right.
what you're gonna be seeing from now often. Not like for me, it's gonna be you're gonna see a whole new version of me. You're gonna see like me being like talking more, being more interactive. You're gonna get to really know my personality because trust me, I'm a little loud when I want to be. Not a little, a lot loud. You're gonna get to like I know that for this time like there's gonna be a whole new version of me, so I can't fully say everything, but I know that like I'm gonna do something that maybe a lot of people won't do, things you might not have heard before. Like I already know that that's gonna happen, and that's gonna happen in our office. No, like literally no doubt. I know for a fact. I guess like for our office, it's gonna be like you're gonna see our names popping up all the time. Leadership board, you're gonna see it. That's without a doubt. Like it's just what's gonna happen. Like you're gonna recognize that that's just what's gonna happen after this event. It did everything for us. So you guys can talk now if you guys want me to say a little. But I know kind of said it for us. She did kind of too.
No.
But I think a lot of people think I'm so mean. A lot of people, are you mad? Are you mad at me? Like you ignored me yesterday. Are you mad at me? And I was like, no, I was just reading. Like I'm good.
It's just the natural RBF.
Just like I'm in my head.
So just to the viewers, like please, I'm nice. Like I'm gonna work on that. I'm gonna work on smiling more because it was a big thing at the convention. Like when I would look at girls and they would look at me, I think just so you can get an initial vibe from someone. And a lot of girls, like they can be very mean. So I'm gonna work on smiling more because I know I look very mean. I look like I'm just gonna fight you if you look at me sideways. So I'm not gonna do that. So I'm gonna work on being nicer.
Looking nicer. It's not being nicer. You're
very
nice.
nice. You're very
it's
nice.
Looking nicer.
Looking approachable. Mm-hmm.
That's my biggest thing.
I also have RBF, but that's
It is hot.
It is what it is. But sometimes I feel like I need to take that face and have it inside.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is, and your dad says it all the time, like I'm very nice, and I give people a lot of chances.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's another side to me that nobody has seen because it's never been needed here. But because
that's a good sign.
I know, I'm just saying, like, because I'm like, don't get it twisted. I can pop up if I need to pop up. I'm just never gonna be the one to start anything.
It's the nicest people that have that other side. As nice as I am, I can be the total opposite of how nice I am.
Let them know. And that's the thing, is that sometimes people forget and they try you. And so my thing that I want to do, I forgot the question, but my
Where do you see yourself going? Like,
where do you see yourself going? I'm going all the way over here. But anyway, my point is, I see myself really starting to bring that dog out. You know what I mean? Like, not just bring it out, but like let it off the leash. Like I'm done bringing it down and trying to like tiptoe around people and all of that. Like I'm done. I'm done being nice. I'm done with all of that. I'm gonna tell you how it is. And whether or not, like, how you receive it, like, I know, cause this is the thing, I know my intentions, and I know I'm pure of heart. So if you receive it a certain way, like, it's you, because I know I've worked on myself to that point. You know what I mean? If you haven't worked on yourself, maybe sometimes it is you, but I've worked on myself enough, and I continue to work on myself, so I know the way that I'm communicating is not anything that should be received as negative, right? So I say all that to say that I'm gonna just be on fire the rest of the way. Like, nothing that is gonna be in front of me. Like, if you want to be in my way, I feel sorry for you. You know what I mean? Like, because I don't recommend it. I don't recommend it to anybody. I don't recommend trying me. I don't recommend. So
this is her official disclaimer to not try her.
That's
what she's trying to say.
Because you F around, you go find out.
Everybody in the
Can I just say, do you see the woman in this office? Do you see?
That's why we are the business that we are.
Right. And so it's only gonna get better from here.
The men too, though. The men have fight too, though.
The men have fight. The men have fight. And the thing is, the way that we all elevate each other is what's so key, and that's why
perfect equilibrium.
Oh, she said
I'm a high school graduate, guys. I just graduated.
I don't know which way it goes.
I passed my spelling test.
Okay, Akila and the B.
Now how do you spell it?
Wow.
You forgot the I.
It was equal. But I spelled it right now.
Next. Oh yes, next question. I think we answered that.
So these are kind of similar to the past, but I don't want to leave them out.
Got you.
Is just David. Not it's just David, just IS.
My
just
other
David,
brother.
your other brother, your other brother. I'm just kidding. Asked, what did you think was the best part about the event? And then Top Gun HQ they have another question that's basically one that we kind of already answered. You guys can answer differently if you guys want. Says, what was the most impactful thing you heard at convention?
So David's was
What do you think was the best part about the event?
okay. They're kind of very similar, so that's
Yeah.
it.
What was it?
Okay,
But one was
impactful
what was the
and
best part? The other one was the most impactful.
Yeah, okay. So,
Yeah. Okay. The best part for me was honestly being there with new people, being there with like my team, seeing that growth within myself. No matter how big or small it was, it's still growth. So I'm giving myself the applause, the pat on the back. I'm giving myself all of it. I'm accepting that little win, and that was what was inspiring for me, is to see that like, despite all of everything that I had gone through, despite like all of COVID, despite all of that, there's growth. Not only am I still here and I'm still fighting, but I'm improving, I'm growing. Not just my mental, which is like the biggest part of it, but my team size, so I'm closer to that goal, I'm closer to that dream, and that was the exciting thing for me. And being able to see other people that kind of started in the same way, like China, you know what I mean, seeing other people in other events that we had gone to be able to cross the stage but also speak on stage just made it more real for me. Like, oh shoot, I'm next. You know what I mean? It made it seem like instead of like way far, it's like right there.
yeah. Okay. I know for me, what was the most like impactful thing was definitely, I know I've said this before, but I'm gonna keep saying it. Watching Mario with Little Mario.
Right.
Because that is the thing that triggered my like full awareness of like my why that makes me cry. Like I think that like I know I'm the next convention I'm gonna be up on that stage thanking him for that. Like because that was probably the most impactful thing, watching his relationship with his children, watching his relationship with his team, and like his family's relationship with his team, and just like knowing that that's what my family's gonna be like. That's what my that I don't know, like that and G2, that was probably like what was the most
I didn't forget.
G2 Vina doesn't meet me up there next time. But like watching them two, those were probably the two most impactful things. And what was his other question? And what was the most important?
What was the main thing you got from it, and what was the most impactful?
Yeah, the best part and then the most impactful.
The best part, I think, was when my dad took me on stage. I think that's what really opened my mind to really think like that. I think that was where the permission to understand that this was my element. The permission to tell myself this is where I belong. This is my element. This is like everybody like literally standing on stage, looking around and being like, I can do this, and I will do this next time. Like that was what got me. Like that was kind of like probably the like most like impact. The best part of my entire experience was that.
Can I say that seeing you on stage, I could see that in your face.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody did.
She literally looked like she was in her element.
Looking at you and telling each other, "Damn, bro, she's in her element right now." It's like
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you can see it all over your face.
You were like rosy cheeked, red. You deserve to be up there.
Yes.
And
yes.
I will be. I will be. We all will be.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, I'm not. That's my thing. I will not go up there alone. My dad, my mom, me, us. There's no way I'm gonna go up there alone. I can't.
Yeah.
Just to clarify, it's not because of fear, right? That you don't want to go up there alone.
No, not because of fear. I am not afraid of the spotlight. I don't mean to make that sound bad. If you take that bad, I'm sorry, but I am not afraid of the spotlight.
Like she said, take it how you take it.
No. I am not afraid of the spotlight.
So what do you mean by I'm not
What
gonna go
I
up
mean
there?
is I'm not going to go up there alone. There is no way I'm going to continue with this, grow as much, and I'm not going to bring other people in our team up there so they can be on the stage themselves speaking up there. There's no way. Because look at how they talk. you know that these girls are gonna be up there. There is no doubt in my mind. Like I said, whatever I say goes, what I manifest happens, they're gonna be up there. It's gonna happen. So that's what I mean.
So my most, like, the best thing that I got from that event was the fact that, just like the leader said, we were the little clappers in the back. We were not on the floor. To be on the floor, it took our hierarchy to come and get us and bring us down because they wanted us to experience it. But my biggest thing is genuinely earning that spot on the floor. Being able to tell myself, okay, I'm on the floor, not because my coach brought me, not because they want me to see it so I can see what I will be, but the fact that I didn't want to go on the floor because I want to know I earned being there. This is mine. This was given to me because of my numbers. This was given to me because of my hard work. And I feel like that was the biggest thing that I got, because I didn't want to be handed the opportunity and be proud about it. I was not proud about the opportunity of being down there. I love seeing Mario and his baby right there face to face, but seeing them from the back would have made me like, damn, like one day I will be up there and I will earn being up there. I loved being up there, but I will earn that spot one day. So that's the best part that I got from it, was just being able to see how there was floor people who earned it and how there was people getting brought out there because they wanted people to be able to see it. But I will be that person that I'm going to be going to get my team and letting them switch off fairly and letting everybody see it. I'm going to be the one getting my team and letting them see that. So that was honestly, like, they tied together. That was the most impactful thing and the best part for me, because it was not only a life lesson, but it was a business lesson. Like, I will make those numbers and I will earn that spot. I will not be proud of being brought down there by my recruit. It was fun and I loved it. Like, thank you, Emily and Barb. I love you guys if you're watching this, but I will earn that spot down there.
I love that. 1,000%.
And we all will.
I agree. I 100% agree. Like, literally, I know, like, this isn't part of the topic, but, like, just to go off, like, I know, like, for example, like, when it comes to, that's kind of something that I struggle with a lot with my family. It's always like, oh, you can come on the trip. Like, a lot of people tell me, you can go on the trip anyways just because you didn't win it. Or you can do this anyway just because you didn't win it. Your parents can take you. Like, as much as, like, I think that's why I was so grateful that my dad did take me up there, because it gave me that feeling of I felt so good up here. But oh my God, I hated the feeling that I didn't earn it.
You're gonna love it when you earn it.
Yeah, I'm gonna love it. If y'all thought that I looked good, wait until I earned that.
Yeah.
Because it's gonna be a huge difference. And I think, like, that's just kind of like, every time, like, moving forward, like, I've made that decision. Like, I'm not there. You will see me in Hawaii, but I will be there because I earned that. I am not going to Florida because I didn't earn it. Trust me, I'm not going to Florida. So I did not earn that, and I'm gonna keep moving forward, because, like you said, when you earn something, it's just like this whole other feeling inside of you, knowing I deserve that, and I worked my butt off. I worked my ass off to get there. Not even butt off. I worked my ass off to get there, and, like, that's really, like, that's something that, like, what you just said. That's why I was just like, yes, dude, because that what you felt inside, and that, like, that kind of, like, what you just said. That's something that is going to stick with you, and that's what's going to keep pushing you over and over again every day, because that experience that you had of having that chance to be down there and being like, dude, I didn't even deserve this.
Yeah, like, it was great going down there. Like, love the trainers for bringing their recruits down there, but it's genuinely something that I hope all of us see as, we need to earn it. It has to be earned, and if it's not earned, don't allow yourself to sit in the VIP section anymore if it's not earned. If you don't know that your trainer is having you be there because you earned to be there, but you just weren't quite there, okay, but if it's handed to you, you should not be comfortable with that. And that's with every hierarchy, because I know every trainer wants the best for their recruit. So I think we'll be handed things in the business. We'll be handed things in the business. We'll be given these good words by our trainers, but those good words, and my friends, those good words are not shit without the action behind it. And that's all it is.
No one take you so far.
Exactly. Yeah. That's exactly why, like, my dad kept trying to switch with me to go down there with my brothers. I was like, no.
Yeah.
No, like, I'm fine here, because I knew, like,
it's a blessing to sit back there and be able to see what you could be.
Yeah.
and let it hurt you a little bit.
You
Let it
have
make
to.
you sore.
You have to let that hurt you, because then what? You're gonna be handed everything. Hell no.
Right.
There's no way. Remember I said that in the past last time. I have that chance to
Yeah.
be handed whatever I want. I'm not gonna be handed it. I'm gonna earn my spot in everything that I do. I'm gonna work for everything that I do, because then what? It's gonna hand it to me. I'm gonna let it fall apart. It's gonna fall. Dude, like G2 said, if he was the one if his dad had just handed it to him after he died, it would have gone from 60,000 every month to 10,000, less than that. I said it would go negative. If I was just handed this right now out of no experience, it would go down. This would not succeed. And that's why it will not just be handed to me. I will earn my spot in everything that I do.
I know this is not something somebody asked, but since you were talking about this, I wanted to ask myself. You mentioned that when you were up there and then you kind of like went down to the side and you were hanging out with your dad, that people were like looking at you and like, who is she? Like, you know, how did it feel for people to see your face but not know your name?
Oh man, I think that really did hit me, because I actually thought that. Like, they have no idea who I am, and I didn't even earn it. I genuinely thought that. Was like, I'm up here. People are probably thinking, who is she? Don't even know who she is. Then they're gonna see my numbers, and then what? There are people after that happened, we went to go use the restroom, or we went to go get food after. We were walking around. People were staring at me. They weren't staring at me before, and people were like looking at me, going out of their way to look at me. People who were on down there were like looking at me, like, and I noticed it, and I was like, what's gonna be so much worse is that after I get down from this, after I go back up, after I go back to the office, they're gonna look for who I am. They're gonna look up my name. They're gonna find who I am, and they're gonna realize that I didn't earn that. And like I said, I'm grateful for the experience, because it opened my eyes. But dude, I was like, for me, that was just like, I need to do something, because there's no way I want people to like. I don't ever want to go back on that stage and like not earn. Like, my parents are gonna go back up there one day for that million, but I want them to go up there and me walk up with them, knowing that I got them there, or I was one of the key players to get them there, and I wasn't just there because I guess that's who one of their kids are. Because how many times does that happen? When they bring their kids up, they're like, oh, is that one of their kids? Oh, I guess they have a kid. No, like, I don't.
Make a name for yourself.
I'm gonna make a name
under
for
your
myself.
dad and your mom. Not with your dad and your mom, for yourself.
No.
I know that's the biggest thing for you. You just can't get into words. You want to make a name for yourself, under your mom and dad, not for your mom and dad.
Exactly. She's literally Katrina. I love you. She said it perfectly. But yeah, that's basically like how it felt. And watching when you, Barbara, and Emily were all there in the front, and Melissa, I could see people being like, who are they? How in the world do the new people not know who my dad is? Oh, that irritated me too. People looking at them like, oh, they're just another face of who makes like over 100,000. But like, for me, it was just like, dude, that's my mom and my dad.
Right.
How the hell do people look at them and not know who they are? No, I was like, no, I can't do this no more. Like, we gotta get their name on that map. I gotta get their name on that map. There's no way you see Munoz and you get confused with which Munoz it is.
Right.
No,
Right.
not again.
Alright, so we got 3 questions.
Okay.
All of them have nothing to do with convention, but we can still answer these questions for these people. So it says, one of them said, how can I be part of the team? So I don't know, do you guys want to answer them separately, or do you all together, or how do you guys want to do these?
Well, say all of them so we know.
So one of them asked, how can I be part of the team? The other one asked, do I need experience? And then the last one asked, I want to join, but my family thinks it's a scam.
So what I want to answer is the question about what to do when your family tries to tell you that it's a scam. Because the one thing that you will find on Google when you look up our business is that it's a pyramid. But when you really break down what a pyramid is, there's a top, there's layers, which normally, like when you look up a pyramid diagram on Google, when they put words into it, it comes with 4. It's the CEO, and then you have like the people who are under them that are just, they're barely the CEO, but they're making it, but they're above everybody else, and that's our RVPs, but they're not above us. They're next to us, they're just higher in the company because they have numbers. So we have the RVPs, and then under that, like we have our districts, we have our what else do we have? We have our districts, we have divisions, regionals, we have all kinds. So when you look up that it's a pyramid, it all comes down to that. We have different titles, but it's because you have different numbers. Just because you're training someone at McDonald's, if they have a manager, someone under the manager is training a new hire, that manager is gonna get a little bit of a boost from the company because they have someone new come into the store. That person who's training that person is also gonna get a little bit of a boost, but it's only right? Because you're training them. How am I gonna sit here and teach someone how to do a table talk, how to talk to someone, how to give someone like financial education if like how is that gonna work if I'm teaching them and then they're getting all the money, but I spent my time there? It's only right for you to get a little percent of it, but our growth does not dictate, like our growth is not dictated by who's above us. Our growth is not dictated by who's under us solely. We don't win just because our recruits win. So that when it comes down to it being a scam, it's not a scam. And you could tell them if it's a scam, come talk to my uplines, because they will gladly talk to your parents just like mine did. My mom called Abdel and told him, is this a pyramid, straight up? And I was like, you're mad embarrassing, but whatever. And he was just like, no, okay, I get it, Mija, like it's okay, don't be embarrassed. And I was just like, okay, sorry. But like he explained it, and he explained it perfectly, just like I told you. And if your parents feel like that, they can talk to our upline. Simply, you don't even have to give them the explanation that I just gave. It's let me pass you to someone who can give you a better answer, and that's your upline.
I think, and it's okay, I think this is something we can all kind of give a little answer to, because everybody, like, we all get our own example. Like, for me, believe it or not, I still have people who ask me, like, I know somebody who I've known for a little while, and when I talk to her about it, she's like, oh, I think, like, what you guys are doing is, like, a scam or something. I'm like, you've been in my home, and you really think? Like, okay.
You see my roof, how tall it is, and you think it's a scam?
It's like, all right, like, whatever, but to kind of add into it, like, one, you know, like, we are very highly regulated by the government. It's like by the you know, like it's just, they're not gonna let, the United States is not gonna let something like that, like,
just to get in, you need a background.
To get in, you need a background check. It's a federal background check to make sure that you are okay and you're good. You cannot come in here if you have
you can't even have a DUI.
Yeah, you can't have a DUI. You really can't. Like, you need to be clean in order to even come in. You really, like, you have to have a clean record in order to even come in. You have to have a work permit. If you have no work permit, you can't come in. So there are, like, regulations in order to, like, be a part of it. It's not just a free for all, anybody who wants to. You really, like, it isn't obviously, because, like you said, you need to be able to pass a background check and have a work permit. Another thing is, you know, if you understand that this isn't like a scam, you understand it's not a pyramid, you understand if you're like one of those people, you're like, oh, I get it, I understand, then, but you still feel like that feeling inside of you of like, oh, but my family's gonna judge me, my family's gonna say something all the time. You're gonna have family that does that, but here's the important part. At the end of the day, one, are you gonna live your life for them? Like, are you really gonna let their decisions, the way that they think about things, their fears, like, stop you from doing something you truly want to do? And two, they're not the one paying your rent. They're not the one who's paying your bills. You can go to them and be like, hey, okay, like, you don't want me to do this? All right, but you're gonna have to pay for my rent, pay for my bills, pay for my car, pay for my insurance,
pay for my growth,
pay
my personal growth,
pay for your future. It's all in your hands and your decision. You will have people by your side, even if you have family who maybe isn't sure. One, eventually all family ends up being okay, and they eventually find out, and they're eventually okay with it. It happens once they see the money, and how much you grow is another thing. How much you grow from it. And two, like, I don't know, like, I was gonna say something and I forgot the two things.
I got two things to tell you though.
What?
You guys can both or all. One, if they think that we're a scam, then every other single job is a scam.
Right?
Because
Like,
there's
what about
always the
Allstate?
CEO,
What about
there's
Geico?
the managers, there's the
Every business runs
they're
on a
literally the
pyramid setup.
employees
Yeah,
are at the
There's somebody at
bottom.
the top, CEO, and then his.
They're just not hated
So
like
you
this.
guys can cover that,
Yeah,
and
that's
then
another thing.
and then on top of that,
Yeah, if you look it up on Google, again, sure, one of the most asked questions is if we're pyramid. Answer: no. We have an A+ rating by the Better Business Bureau. We have a 72.
Our record, bro.
We have
Just
a
look at our record.
72% approval rating by every.
You want to listen to people that aren't somewhere where you want to be.
Yeah, and that's a key thing. Is you really like, unless those people have a life that you want to lead, the exact life you want to lead, there is no reason to listen to them. Like you should see people in your you should. Okay, you're gonna make a decision that's that important on your life. Make sure that the people that you're listening to and the people who you're taking advice from lead the life that you want to have the money in their pocket that you want to have. I think that's like a big thing. Without just, I know there's other things you can.
I know you got some
I got a lot to say about this topic. You know what I mean? Like the facts. If you go back to like our history of as a company, like being around since 1977, being on the New York Stock Exchange, getting our A+ ratings, being on Forbes magazine, being on MSNBC and all these things, we have so many things to prove how legitimate we are. But I feel like sometimes when people ask, oh, I heard it was a scam, it's one, it can be a cop-out. Like you just don't want to look weird when you're out here talking about this company. You know what I mean? I honestly feel like that because you're getting this advice from people that have never been in the business. And as somebody that's been in the business for like years now, you know what I mean? I gave up where I was working at Gucci and I gave all of that up. I risked a lot to do this full time. I risked a lot to do that. You know what I mean? I could have pursued that career and there's people at Gucci making 6 figures. I could have done that, but I chose this opportunity because here there is no limit. But we're so used to X, Y, and Z and X, Y, and Z. So if somebody says ABC, you're like, oh, that's weird. It's because we're not used to it. It's something that's abnormal. It's something that's not like sought after and talked about really. You know what I mean? So I feel like when people ask it's a scam, they think, one, I'm gonna be seen as weird. That one person that talked to me, they seemed kind of weird. It's not that it's weird. If a millionaire talks to you, I'm sure people thought that like that people like everything that is new and different is viewed as weird. You don't think people were weird like trying to create electricity?
No, Einstein.
That shit's weird,
Einstein.
dude. You're over here
Literally just
messing around with these like little wires and shit. Like that's weird.
People thought Einstein was a weirdo.
Because he
Einstein
was.
was a weirdo.
He was a weird. But everything is
A
deemed.
weirdo who literally had an
He
invention.
knew what he was talking about. though.
Everything is weird is something that changes the world. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about perspective. And if there's something that's been around since 1977, it has all of these awards, it's worth taking a look at. You're gonna listen to the person that has not even been in it. Let me ask you a question. This person that asked you this or told you this, were they licensed? This person that told you this, how long were they in it? Did they go to a meeting and then come back out? You know what I mean? Like you need to go to. There's so many people I see go to college, drop out same day. Is college a scam? No, it's all about how you view things. So there's that. And let me tell you something. As somebody like, I feel like some people think like, yeah, you guys make money, but you guys make money like off of the backs of people. Yeah, like you're like, no. Honestly, there's people that think that we're doing harm to people. But let me tell you this. As somebody that's been an agent, I've seen not every single person that comes in gets money because every single person that comes in does not work and earn the money. So it's like, this is the thing. If you come in and you work and you earn it, you get paid. There's people that come in and they get a check same day, same week, because you can come in. We don't just do life insurance. We do so many other things that pay out. And I've seen that. But not just that, as a client, I have been on the other end where my mom passed away and I got a death claim. Meaning after she passed away, with the policies that we helped the community with, I was able to be on the receiving end of that. The people in this office specifically held my hand through the entire process. I had to do that alone. Nobody from my family helped me with the death and burial of my mom. Nobody. This company, this office, people here helped me with every single part of it. So I take that personally when somebody says this is a scam, that's a scam. Bro, my life is this business. Everything I have is in this business. So I do get heated when we talk about this subject because I've lived it on both ends. I've been paid from this company and I have been saved by this company because of the death of my mom. So when somebody asks, do we do what's right? Hell yeah, we do. Because if it wasn't for what we do, I would not be here today. I would be buried right next to my mom. I promise you that. Because to go through what I went through, it was already so hard for me to go through that with this business. It was already so hard for me to go through. So hard for me to go through. I can't even describe, I can't even explain with words how hard it was. And I'm still going through it. It hasn't even officially been 3 years yet. So to imagine the weight that it has on me with this business, without this business, what? So both ends, I can tell you that it's real what we do. Both ends, I can tell you, we save people in the community. So don't let some fool who doesn't even know what they're talking about for real, deter you from something that can change your life and your family's lives. If you let them do that, shame on you for letting somebody else determine how your life is gonna pan out.
She summed it up for both of us because she's lived it. She got paid out by the company with her mom's passing, which is unfortunate, but deaths are unfortunate and they happen and they're random. You don't think, you never know that it's gonna happen. So take it from her out of we both answered good, but she experiences it. She had it firsthand. And if it's a scam,
I'm so sorry.
No,
this is the thing. I want to say this real quick, is that people think, oh, life is guaranteed, time is guaranteed. My mom was fine the day before Halloween.
Good until you're not.
She was fine one day, gone the next. Within the span of 4 hours, my mom was here and she was gone. I didn't have any real last words with her that I could remember that were significant. Gone in a blink of an eye. Life changes like that. So for
those who think they're young and
they think they're young, bro. And I bought my policy at 19 years young. No kid at 19 is for real thinking about that unless they're taught to think about that. But out here in our communities, we're not taught those things. I bought my thing at 19 because I understood the importance of it, and thank God. Because not only was I was working at Target paying for my life insurance policy and paying for my mother's life insurance policy, because we were living paycheck to paycheck and we did not have the capacity to do that. She did not have the capacity at that time because the government, America, the American dream failed us, and it failed us hard. And so when I came to this business and I understood the importance of what we do, of how we save people, I understood that I needed to take the initiative as a 19-year-old kid and pay for my own policy and hers, and thank God I did. Thank God I did. Yeah. I'm mad, I'm sorry.
No,
you're
you should.
Yeah.
It's right. Everything that you said, it's 100% right. Because the way that you said it, you lived it, I lived it too. We have obviously different experiences, but if this company wasn't here, who knows where my life would have been. I would not have been raised the way I was raised.
Right.
I would not have been given the opportunities I was given. I would not have been able to I would not be the person I am right now. I would not, because if my father and if my mother had not made that decision that they're gonna stick to this and they're gonna run with it, who knows where I would be.
You don't know what's gonna happen. You could be driving from a meeting to another meeting and someone could be driving bad and God forbid it, but your baby could be in that car. And your life policy is what saved it, and that's the biggest thing. And it's not about money. A lot of people think about life insurance policies as, oh, if I put someone under me, when they die, I'm gonna be getting money, and that's what it's for. It's not for that. It's about the fact that if someone passes away, you're not getting paid because they died, and a lot of people get turned off by that thought. You are not getting paid because your loved one died. You're getting paid to recover from their death. You're getting paid to be able to grieve their death correctly. You're getting paid, like you're getting paid to not have to be paycheck to paycheck
Yeah.
while you're at work wanting to kill yourself because your spouse just died in a car accident. And there's many people in this company who get so passionate about it because they've watched people go through it. They've watched people get shot and get killed a couple weeks after they declined our policy. And if only they would have gotten our policy, then they would have got covered. And that's something that Anthony said that really hit me hard. And because he asked one of the questions, so he probably will be watching this, and that the stories that are told about that stuff is very real because we do live in Fullerton. We are not surrounded by the best things, so anything can happen. And it's not so you can get paid for someone's death, it's so you can grieve it how Alisha did. It's so you can take time off for a little bit and be able to grieve and not have to worry about your rent, because life does not stop if you get hurt. Life does not stop. Life didn't stop for her when her mom passed away. It kept going. She kept having to work. She kept having to do those things, and she obviously didn't stop because she is where she is now, and she's able to so passionately tell you why it's not a scam. So I highly encourage you to, if someone asks that, show them her response. Show them what she said, because she lived it firsthand.
Another thing for like the people that aren't on the end of the life insurance, but for the people that work for us, the people that want to work for us, right? Well, with us, because it's not for us, but you know, the people that want to work with us. You know how they're talking about how, are we a scam? You know, are we a scam? It's like, think of it this way: if you're working at McDonald's, if you're working for a corporation out there, you can be a whole ass engineer like my brother, right? Whatever it is that you're out there, is it not a scam to be working to make somebody else's dream come true? You know, you get me? Like, how are people gonna call us a scam? How are you gonna get scammed if this company is helping you reach your goals, right? If this company is gonna help you do all of that, versus if you were to, like, for me, a regular job, a 9-to-5 job is a scam. You get me? Because you're actually working your ass off.
Oh yes.
To be getting paid not to even make enough to pay your rent.
Making $140 for 24 hours of work is not okay, and that's what
not.
Union jobs do to you.
Exactly, and it's just
I lived it.
Yeah, it is. That's what I'm saying. Like, how are people gonna call us a scam if they're getting scammed every single day of their life and they're good with it, they're fine with it? But when they hear, hey, you're gonna make here in an hour what you make there in a week, then people are like, oh, that's a scam.
I can't say this louder. It's because it's easy for them. They have a time clock.
Right.
They don't have to do anything besides do what their job title says. They don't have to educate people how we do.
Like, personally,
So,
I do.
A 9-to-5 is for a lazy person, and that's all it is. Because you could be in this business and you could make millions of dollars with that 9 to 5 hours out there recruiting and getting clients. From 9 to 5, you could be getting clients, and you can easily make $3,000 the next day, and isn't that like, that's rewarding?
Oh, yeah. Like, personally, I do part-time right now. I toss around hay bales, like $18 an hour. But like, I did a policy last week. I got paid like almost $500 in about an hour. For, let's see, 2 weeks, I got $700.
There you go.
With my hard ass job. Like, if you think it's a joke, I toss around about 100 plus.
Now, which one there seems like a scam to you?
Oh, easily the one where I'm busting my ass.
Exactly. Working two weeks to get paid only $200 more than what he made in an hour here.
Yeah.
Saving lives.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's the thing about it, is like, you're not just like doing this just to grow, you build your own legacy. Like, while you're building your legacy, you're helping out people. Like, you're genuinely helping people out and building their legacy without them even being in the business, you know. Financially, you're setting them up for, like, you know, the best life that they
You're
can
setting
have.
them up for life. Like,
Yeah.
what's your problem? Like, what questions do you have? Ask. Seriously, I'll answer.
Because Mike Sharp said yes, Hector Lamarck's family said. Or I don't know what the order is, but it doesn't matter. And because Hector Lamarck said yes, Rick
We just saw
Susie's
him
life is
yesterday.
set. Because Rick Susie said yes, the Youngers are set. Because the Youngers said yes. Sandy and Georgie's life is set because they said yes. my parents' life is set. And because my parents said yes, my life and my children's life and their lives will be set. Because you don't know how many people's lives you will change because of this. That's literally everything I love about this company and what we do, is because what you do, the decisions that because you made that decision to take a chance on yourself. Because that's really what this is. You're taking a chance on you, on your own work ethic, your own ability to get what you want. Because you're making that choice, you have no idea the lives that you will transform and change. And honestly, like, this company, I understand, like she said, people who are so used to XYZ, when they hear ABC, they're confused. I get it. But like she said too, you need to take that time to really think about it. Because like the girl in the back in the corner with them behind the mic that you don't see said, Xochitlh said that breaking your back, working all those hours, one, for somebody else is doing nothing to get paid the same as you were for like literally working your ass off, and then two, for working your ass off, somebody, like I said, getting paid the same amount as you, but then also you only getting, like, you're not even getting paid like a quarter of your worth. Come on.
It's either you work your ass off to build your own dreams, or work your ass off to build somebody else's dreams.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And that's I think we've said literally enough to answer that question. We've gone on and on and on, but like, I want you to understand, whoever asked that question, that we are genuine about this. We feel this in our hearts and in our souls. Like, our answers to that question, like, I don't know, I hope you accept it, not just like mentally, but you feel that. You feel what we feel. You feel what Alisha said. You feel everything, because we mean it with our heart and our souls. And literally my life and her life on this company, like, dude, this place is amazing. And I guess I can answer for the other ones. If you, the person who said, they said, how do I get involved?
Before that one,
Oh,
I got another question that literally relates to what we just answered.
Oh, okay.
It says, do you guys make money off of each other, like taking advantage of the teammates under you?
Oh, that's kind of like what you had to say, right?
Yeah.
So basically, that is not how it works at all. So what we do to kind of go, I know everyone can kind of give a little bit of an explanation on it, but the way that it works with us is, you come in and you start working with people. They come with you, they work side by side, and you start training them and coaching them on how to build their own business. When you come in here, you're submitting an independent business application, which means you are now are going to be your own, like, own your own business. You are now self-employed. You are going, like, everything that you do is on you. And anybody who you bring with you, they want that same thing. They want to be their own boss. They want to have their own business, and they are making that decision. You've been in here a little bit longer, so you have been trained more. You have more information. You have more knowledge. And what you're going to do is, you brought somebody in who wants to do the same thing, and you're going to start teaching them. You're going to start training them. And what happens is, you're going to start teaching them how to become independent. You're going to show them how you work with families, how you train people, how to talk to clients, how to talk to new people, how to be a leader. You show them, you're really training them, you're becoming a mentor. And because you're becoming a mentor, when that person goes out there and gets trained and they're going out there and they're like helping families on their own, the company that we are under, that we're affiliated with, they'll pay them for the work that they did. And because you have mentored them and you've trained them and you've taught them, you're gonna get, the company that we're affiliated with will also pay you a percentage.
Not a percentage of theirs.
Not a percentage of
That's
theirs.
yours.
They will pay you your own percentage just because you train them. So what happens is, think about in other companies, if you own, not even other companies, if you own your own business, anything that you got paid, you would have to, out of your own money, take it out and have to distribute it amongst the different things. With us, what we do, the company that we are affiliated with, they are in charge of the distribution of funds, which means that they're the ones who are gonna fund the person who you are mentoring for the work that they did, and they're also gonna they're gonna also fund you because you mentored them. They're not taking anything from them because they worked hard. Imagine them taking it away from you. That would not be fair. I would not be counting my life on this if they did that.
Right.
So they're gonna pay them their own work. They're gonna pay them what they did, the work that they put in, and then because you took your time, your energy, because I promise you, when you're working with different kinds of people, there are different kinds of problems that you have to deal with when it comes to taking that responsibility of becoming a mentor and becoming a leader. And you're gonna be paid your worth too because you took that time to teach them and because you took that time to guide them, because that's only fair.
It kind of ties into what I said at the first time about McDonald's. That manager is gonna get paid when a new person comes in and gets trained. The person that's training the new hire is also gonna get a little bit of a bonus, but that bonus is given from the company. It's not taken from that new hire's paycheck. It's not taken out of his hours, and it's only right to get paid if you're training somebody and pouring knowledge into them, because that's knowledge that we had to take time to learn ourselves.
That's the thing.
So-
Not even in McDonald's, they don't even do that. They don't pay a trainer to train the person that's
A lot of
you're
places
literally-
don't.
You will literally
Yeah.
find yourself being a new employee, training an employee that you came in a week ago. You're training somebody who came in a day ago,
That's facts.
and you don't get paid more for it. So
There's some, yeah. So I guess it works like that. Like, there's a lot of people who you have to take on a person and train them on what to do. The difference here, there's obviously some that we know, like she said, who will give you a little percentage and a little bonus. And there's someone that won't. How many of you guys have had to help train somebody new and you didn't even get anything out of it?
They gave me a fancy title and everything. It didn't come with anything. I'm like, I want a title that comes with no perks.
Yeah.
they just give you fancy titles. That's literally all.
Yeah, that's what it is.
No promotion, just a fancy title.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So I think that, is there anything else you want to?
When it comes to that, you explained it perfectly. I'm actually really proud of you for
Me
explaining it
too.
exactly like that. I know.
She's like covered it all.
I know. I was like, wow. I don't think you.
I'm like
really-
thinking something, and she's like covered it.
Exactly.
Thinking, covered it,
Yeah, that's
covered
why
it.
I'm like, it just ties into what
Yeah, you did exactly what you needed. You ate that. You ate that. God, I couldn't even remember what I was thinking because you covered so much. I know. I was like, yeah, that's perfect. I think the only thing that I can think of is now you touched on.
Yeah.
Alright, well there you go.
So yeah, no, the other two ones is like, do I need experience, and how can I be part of the team?
I joined in high school. That's it. I literally joined while I was homeschooling myself. No experience. Social anxiety, like literally so bad. I have the worst social anxiety. I can't even be left in a store line alone. Like, I will physically cry when I look around and see one person looking at me. And it's happened before. I got left at the swap meet alone in the line. Everybody was looking at me. My grandma came back to me literally crying. I was just crying. And she was like, why are you crying? And I was like, because you left me alone. And she was like, you're a baby. And I was like, yeah, I am. You're right. Like, thank you. So you don't have to have any experience. You literally just have to have drive. No experience, just drive.
You never had any work experience.
Oh,
right?
I have never had a job in my entire life. Never have, never will.
So there's no resume
So
you gotta put
there,
in.
yeah, you don't need to put in a resume. You don't need anything like that. I think exactly what she said. As long as you want something more, it doesn't even matter how big the more is. If you want something more, or you even just like, I know plenty of people in our generation. They do not want to work a job. They do not want any of that. If you want to work for yourself, you get paid your work. You get paid what you put in. For all those people who work hard and they like are paid the same amount as somebody who does nothing, this is perfect for you because you will get paid your worth. And basically, exactly, there is nothing that you technically like have to do. There's no experience. You don't need to have gone to college. I think we're all here, except for her, she just went to high school, but I don't think she's going. All of us here are college dropouts. So
I'm homeschooled because I wanted to drop out, guys.
there you go.
All of us in this room.
There
In
you
this
go.
room.
Everybody in this room. I'm not everybody in the company.
Yeah.
Everybody in this room are college dropouts, so you don't have to worry about that. There's no experience that you need. we will teach you everything. We have a training, like we literally have a training program meant perfectly to teach you everything that you need to know. We have people here, my parents being like the ones who kind of run it, they are legends in the company. They are known and loved and adored. They know how to build a business. They've done it time and time again. And they have developed 10, including Steph, brokers who now own their own like agency and their own brokerage. So they know how to do it. They create a training program to you just get inside of it and you follow, you're coachable, you listen to what your mentor tells you, and you'll literally get to where you want to go. The only thing that we do said is, like I said, we do a background check. So you cannot have like literally any felonies. You have to have a clean record, and you do need to have a work permit in order to work with us, because we work with people's socials and their bank information and their finances and all of that. We want to protect our clients. We want to protect the families that we work with. We want to take care of them. So we just want to make sure that you're qualified to be able to do that. But everything else that you need to know to succeed, we will teach you everything.
You gotta remember, this is a business. This is a business where you are a business owner, and you're going into people's homes, and you're sitting at these tables with them, and you're touching heart to heart. So you have to have the right morals, and if you don't have the right morals, like if that's literally it. It's just drive, morals, and like a goal. You have to have a goal, because if you join with no goal, it's pointless.
Yeah. Because if you do anything, like we're very regulated, of course. And so one of the things is, if you, let's say you do get in the door because you pass the background check, but you're, shady, you will get terminated. You know what I mean? I've seen people get terminated, like,
they didn't answer the question properly.
Yeah, because they didn't, right, exactly. So it's very strict in that regard when it comes to, we want to make sure that in this business we have people, like Katrina was saying, with morals and integrity. You know what I mean? That's very key when it comes to what we do, because people are already very, their finances and stuff like that is a very sensitive topic for our clients, obviously. You know what I mean? So that's what is necessary. There was one thing I wanted to touch on that I forgot about before when it comes to, the whole working with people and, the hierarchy of everything is, when it comes to people that we're bringing in to go ahead and help train, one of the things that we do to help them, get that money is now there's a training bonus. So when it comes to, because the money that comes in, I do want to emphasize, it comes when you are licensed.
Yes.
Because legally through the state of California, and if you are in California, California is highly regulated, right? When it comes to that, you do have to be licensed. That's not a thing that's just our company, that is a state level thing. And of course, every other state when it comes to their licensing process as well, because we are in all of the US, Puerto Rico, Canada, and Guam, right? But I just want to go ahead and say, like, it comes with your license, but until you are licensed, like right now, Katrina is in the process of getting licensed, but when she does, she's already racked up credits during her training. So that's going to be something that gets paid out to her when she is licensed. So that's something that the company wanted ahead and again improved upon themselves to make sure that the trainee coming in feels appreciated, right? So, and like I said, the company evolves so much from when I've been in, even since Alyssa's been in, and of course since one of our newest associates, Katrina, has been in, it keeps getting better. So sometimes I do want to emphasize, there's people that have maybe had a bad experience from like 40 years ago. The company is not even the same since 2 years ago. No. So don't let anything like that, right, stop you from at least checking out the opportunity.
100%. You said it perfectly. That was exactly, I knew I was missing something too. And that,
What about for people that don't have, that aren't like good with English, or people, just people that feel like, oh, you know what, I don't think I can do this, I'm too nervous, I have too much anxiety, I have too many things going on in life, I have my kids, is it that hard that people can't do it even if they don't know English properly?
I hope hearing this literally rids you of any excuse that you could possibly give an upline or yourself. Because at the end of the day, an excuse isn't given to your upline, an excuse is held against yourself. It doesn't hurt them that you don't want to come to a meeting. It hurts you. It doesn't matter if you're so sorry that you can't make it. Be sorry for yourself, because at the end of the day, don't care. They won't tell you, I don't care, but they'll just say, okay, that's fine, make it when you can make it, because it's your self-growth. We have someone who, we were on a Thursday accountability. He literally got a really big award, and I'm pretty sure he had just hit like 30K, and that's what he deaf, completely deaf, mute, sign language the whole time. His speech was sign language, and he was making it above kids who can talk, who are able to go out there and have no physical impairments, no disabilities, no nothing, and he can't talk or hear. His only communication was Google Translate, sign language, which not many people know, and it's a blessing if you do know it, and a translator. And not many people have a physical translator just walking around with them holding their hand. So the fact that that man was able to make it, if you're not able to make it, you're not trying, and that's that.
Yeah, literally. Doesn't matter what language, even if you can't.
We have
speak
people who
a
can't
language.
even speak a full sentence in English, can't even say hello, and they make it.
Yeah, there's some full hierarchies where they all just speak Spanish. You know what I mean? So you can fit in where you get in where you fit in.
And
as
they take
would
their
say.
exam in English. Even we do have a Spanish one, they still take it in English.
Mm-hmm. Like we do have that option now again, because we do keep getting better. And one of the things
French also.
But one of the things that I want to do say is not just that with like the speech and stuff, but also I was at the convention seeing there was a man with no legs, no legs rolling around. There was a lot of people that were handicapped that were in the convention. So it's like, if people that can't speak, if people that are deaf, if people that have no legs, they're missing limbs, and you're not, that's already a blessing. So do not let whatever excuse you have in your head stop you, because for every excuse that you have, there is 1,000, 10,000 people in the company already that has an excuse with like yours times 10, and they're succeeding. So you can't let it hold you back, because your excuse isn't good enough. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, it's like what I believe it was Tanya Poe was saying. We care as human beings. We all care about whatever, concern that you have. It's all like something that, because we have hearts, we are relationship driven. But at the end of the day, success does not care. Business does not care. And that's something that we have to be straight up with people about. We care about what you're going through. That sucks. Whatever your concern is, it's a legitimate concern. But you gotta figure a way around it. Figure out a way through it. Figure out how to do it anyway, because success does not care. Period.
Couldn't have said it better. So all you gotta do, if you wanna join the team, is basically just reach out to the person
that you relate to the most, connect to the most.
That you connect to, you relate to. You can reach out to, you can reach out to anybody.
We ain't stingy here. Go to whoever you need to.
And if they say no, you need to come to us and tell us, so we can tell our upline, because they need to. That needs to change. But you literally pay a background check and you just get started.